Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to a new interview in this, our summit, that Unleash the Power You Are. My name is Carla Sanchez, and I am your host today. And today we have an amazing person. I love her personally. I work with her. And her name is Jennifer Ackad. Jennifer is an embodiment. I'm going to just introduce you a little bit and read a little bit of your bio. An embodiment and transformational coach. And she left a successful mechanical engineer career to follow her calling. And by doing that, she became the creatrix of the Authentic Woman You Are transformation system and the co-creator of Blue Movement. She has been accompanying women to create a space in their bodies and in their lives in order to awaken the wisdom, truth, and answers that they hold inside. I love it. I feel it. I'm just so honored by you being here. Hi.
Hi, Carla. Nice to see you and very happy to be on this summit series with you.
Beautiful. So, this summit is truly about power. And I know that you work with embodiment, right? But I also know that usually we teach what we have, what we know. So what is your take from your experience, from your personal experience? What is your take on how you step into power?
Okay, so you would like me to elaborate on from my experience what steps I take to gain power or to reclaim power?
Yes, and of course it's you and also what you have seen others when you work with them, right? But yes. Yeah, like what is it that allows you to embody that power?
Okay, all right, let me see what wants to come through. I'm very intuitive and very much into going and practicing my own medicine, which is finding the answers from within to serve to the best, right? So okay. Let's see what wants to come through with this subject. The power, the subject of power is very powerful. Let's put it like this. And it can englobe so much stuff. The first thing that comes to me is love and authenticity and truth. There's like those three words that come right away. And for me, reclaiming our power is all about embodying this. It's all about living in alignment with love, authenticity, and truth. And this is how I reclaim my power, right? If I speak personally and how I accompany people, the first thing I ask them is like, first, get face to face with your reality, face to face with truth. Humble yourself enough to close your eyes and see what's inside. Ground yourself in yourself. Then you're going to get a clear picture of what's happening, what your desires are, where you feel called, where you're not aligned in your life, what doesn't resonate truth, and you're going to have a clear picture on actually what actions to take to realign your life with what we can call power. Another word for power that I use is life force, vital energy, the source. All of this is power. So when we say reclaim your power, when I say reclaim your power, there are two things that I refer to. One is the power that directly comes from the tissues of your body. That's your bank of energy, tangible energy. That is your birthright. It's inside your body. The other power that I refer to is the universal power, the one that we have access to. We can call it spiritual power, or that super extra source of energy. And it's a combination of both. So earthly power, the one that comes from the body, spiritual power, the one that comes from more the external sources, and we bridge at the level of the heart, but we bridge. We want to create that bridge. Then we become a channel of that power. It has nothing to do with us per se. We become a channel, an empty channel of that power, and then it goes through us. And then we operate from that place of power in service, become stewards of that power. And automatically it's of it pushes us to give. It pushes, it really ignites our body, and our body just gives and receives. We enter that flow of giving and receiving, and it's just magic. So I didn't name the steps in detail, but it was important for me to, when I refer to to power, what do I refer to? Then the steps that I use is embodiment practice. So I was trained as a yoga therapist for about, I immersed myself totally in yoga therapy, which was a very profound school that in the end was a mystery school. It was really a mystery school. So it's not only about practicing yoga, it's about all the intention that comes with that body of knowledge, and falling in love with it, It's the first ingredient is you gotta love that path. You gotta love it, or else it's not, you cannot just practice it and it's gonna be a magic pill. You gotta fall in love with truth. You gotta fall in love with love. You gotta fall in love with true power and vitality. And once this is done, then there is a specific practice that I learned. I immersed myself for a good 10 years into that school and practicing it 2 hours per day. And I still practice it. It's really the medicine, the main tool that I use. It's this embodiment practice that is ultimately based on osteopathy. The founder was an osteopath, and it's a body of knowledge that comes from osteopathy. So we learn to auto-treat ourselves. We learn to unlock the energy from our bodies, and I could speak so much into it, like the whole hour I could speak. I will not go into this, but it's an embodiment practice. It's a combination of osteopathy, yoga therapy, inner relationship focusing, nonviolent communication, somatics, and trauma healing. It goes with this. So it's a combination of all of this. At the end of the day, it's intimacy. If I resume it and summarize it in one word, it's how to be intimate with yourself, and bringing your attention and becoming a master of your attention. And with that attention, you build that intimacy. And when the body recognizes that you're intimate with it in a genuine and authentic way, it will just open, and it will reveal its gifts, and it will reveal its jewels and its diamonds. We get to peel off everything that's not true, and we get to find this diamond inside of us humans. And from that place, then we start operating.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Now I have more questions because you're like, and then I have more questions because we always talk about the conscious and the subconscious of the mind, right? But then as you were talking, I was like, oh my God, it's like part of my body is subconscious too. I'm not conscious of it, right? And because I'm not, like, I haven't created that bridge because I'm not intimate, right? With that I still don't know, then it's like, it's functioning. It keeps me alive, but then I'm not conscious of whatever it might be wanting to relate to me or tell me, or, and how beautiful would it be, to create that intimacy that you're talking about, not only with my mind or my emotions, but also too with my body.
Yes. Yes, totally. When we enter the subject of intimacy, there's so much silence that comes with it, because it's so intimate, There's no many words in that field. Intimacy creates a lot of space in the body. And in that spaciousness, that's when we can hear. That's when the quality of listening appears. And in the listening, we just hear so much stuff. We hear the messages of the body. We hear what our desires, our raw primal desires are. We hear the calling in our heart. We hear the visions. We can see the visions. When you speak about the subconscious, the unconscious, there's always that portion that's in the unconscious, but building that intimacy helps us dig out way faster everything that's in the subconscious. We see the veils are lifted off, and we also see at a very deep level the currents that we serve. And that's very deep. You know, I don't know if you want us to go in that direction, but we speak about power, and I speak about the design of the body, and each body is designed to serve specific currents. We are designed to serve specific powers. Those powers are not external to us, but we are designed to serve specific, like I am designed, for example, to sometimes operate as an engineer or as a teacher, and somebody else will be designed into something else, you know. But there's a power that comes with this. Once we bow to our design, we receive power, because the body it's a vehicle, right? It's a tool. It's a tool to serve. Let's put it like this, you know. But once we tap in our design, we have a toolbox. In our body, it's a whole toolbox. So we get ignited by life force, and then our toolbox, depending on the different situations, will be used. Now the teacher wakes up. Okay, so let me use the teacher. You know, this is required. The mother is required right now. So the mother, let's ignite the mother. But this we don't choose. It's not the mind controlling. It really happens. But we are out of the way through that intimacy. But we need that space. When we don't have that space, it's false power that comes in. It's the power of control of the mind, you know. It's the power of, you know, giving our power to an external source, an external system. We are a system on our own. We can be operational without any external system. We can. That's what sovereignty is about. We tap into our inner system. We have a design that is directly connected to the source, Mother Source, Mother Earth Source, and the universe. You know, we are connected, and intimacy helps us reconnect. It helps us really, really be tapped into those currents of power. Or else we're going to serve falser powers, currents of society, you know, like a very strong mind can create a movement. And then we serve that movement, but it's mind created. And some minds, we need the mind. That's not the problem. We need the mind. But then what are we serving? Which powers are we serving? This is a big question. We speak about power, but the medicine that I love bringing is really helping people become sovereign. I'm like, hey, create space in your body, become super intimate, get to know yourself at such an intimate level, then you will know. You will know where you belong. You belong here, you belong in your body, you belong on earth, and then you will know how to operate. And automatically, you're going to get connected to abundance and all of this. It comes with it, because there's so much abundance in that intimacy. Like I swear, Carla, when I connect to that place inside my body, I'm in bliss. Like there's nothing else that matters. I receive and I receive, and my womb gets activated, and I just receive from source. And my wish in my heart is that everybody has access to this. Because you become unshakable in a certain way, you know. And that's from a very genuine place that I share this. You become anchored, and you feel so safe that whatever comes through you, you know that it comes from that genuine place, and there's nothing to prove about it. Like I'm meant to share the words that I'm sharing right now, like you are meant to share other things, you know. And there's no comparison, there's no jealousy, there's no competition. We really enter a paradigm of more unity, but at the body level. It's not just a concept. It's like, how can we integrate this in ourselves at the body level? Or else that's another story, you know, or else we can fly high and be in ideas and concepts, but we really want to bring this into reality and start operating at the body level from that place.
Question, because I hear you, what you're saying, and is totally true. Why is this important at this moment?
Beautiful question. Okay. Well, okay. The first thing that comes to me right now is health with a big H. Really health, because we're really in a period where many people are sick, right? And the whole COVID thing. And my wish is for people to be sovereign with their health, and that the place is really the body. Activating the cells and really rejuicing like those cells, like full of life, right? That's super important. The second thing is also sovereignty, like I was naming, because I really feel that, especially again now with everything that's happening, that people don't necessarily know what to believe anymore. And where else, you know, if we don't believe into our codes and into our design, like, of course, we're going to look for external sources to and systems. So it's a strong subject, you know, to speak into this, but sovereignty is definitely one of the reasons why it's very important. Another thing is that something that I've been noticing is that there are like many gifted people. The whole planet is gifted. You know, if every human would own up to the gifts they were born with, we would not be here as a planet, right? So I really believe that it's really time now that humans reclaim those gifts and ground in them. So, and some people, they know they have gifts, they know they have power, they feel the potential, but somehow they're like, I don't know what to do with it, and I don't know how to embody it. I have tons of ideas, I have tons of visions, you know, I know my capacity, but like it's not working. Embodiment is the solution for this, because we want to bridge all the visions and all this potential that we can tap into, and we want to bring it inside the body. Then we take the required step here on earth to make this power sustainable, right? To create projects, to birth projects, to hold space for others, to make those gifts shine and be tangible for people too. So I believe this bridge to embodiment is very important. And I say this because a lot of women come to me with this symptomatic of like, I have this, but my projects are not sustainable, or I'm not receiving income for this, or I have tons of ideas, but somehow I always abort my projects before, like I cannot give birth to them, you know? And it becomes very frustrating for people. It creates so much friction. The reason for this, it's because we want to bridge dream to reality. It has to come into reality. And in reality, a lot of people don't like the work that needs to be done, because it's work, and it's also coming face to face with ourselves and acknowledging that sometimes spiritually we're more evolved than at the level of the body. But there are some tangible actions in the 3D reality that need to be taken for all of this to happen. So that's, for me, that's why it's important, all of this, especially now. Like we need more pioneers, more visionaries that bridge their visions into reality. Let's go, you know, let's go and enjoy it, but let's go.
Thank you for that. And I hear you, I feel you, I feel this excitement, right? Because it's a beautiful opportunity, it's a beautiful challenge, is if you're up to it, right? If and when I say if, it's not if you want to, but in reality it's if you choose to, because it's truly, it's up to you. It's truly up to you. Nobody else can choose it but you. I have another question that is coming to mind when you're talking about this. And there is a lot of conversations, and I know that you talk about a lot embodiment, feminine, your body, right? And I hear a lot of things about the masculine and the feminine energy, right? How that works in this embodiment of, and the bridge that you are talking about, because I really think when you talk about it, is the bridge of me being able to hold those two energies and actually make them mine, like own them, right? And being able to birth from those two energies together. It's not like one is better than the other. It's just this beautiful and perfect match that allows me to create from it. But I want to know your take on it.
Okay, I love your enthusiasm, Carla, and I feel the ignition of your body too through it. I love it. Thank you. Yeah, masculine and feminine, it's at the root of creation. So it's all this. We need peace between the masculine and the feminine. One cannot operate without the other. And it's two very specific energies. And yes, at the level of the body, there's specificity. Like, I don't want to go into theory, but left side is more feminine, right side is more masculine. So when we tap into really the tangibility of the hips, left hip, right hip, and we start creating space, there's a lot that gets revealed about those two principles, the feminine and the masculine principle. It's a science, but it's not theory, it's direct experience. So when those two energies, start communicating again at the level of the body, they're like, hey, what do you need? And what can I offer? And hey, what do you need? And what can I offer? Just like a relationship, if we would take the relationship at the ground level, that's what we are here to do, contracts and business, and also love, of course, through this. We want to create through love, but it's like, hey, what are we here to create together? Right? It's very important. What are we here to create together? So when we bring this attention inside the body, we get face to face with this. Hey, I'm here to create this, feminine with masculine. So the masculine will offer the structure and the direction and the consistency and the action. The feminine is the wildcat, like the feminine is this creatrix and receiving all this inspiration and wanting to expand. And the masculine will be, hey, we're going there, but, and also creation is in this whole spiral movement. So it can be very chaotic and very organized. We got to be very comfortable in the unknown when we choose such a path. We need to love that game and be in the rawness of this swirling power, because it's feminine and masculine. And when we look at making love, it is like this. It is also like this movement. Sexuality is this movement. So feminine and masculine, sexuality, creation and giving birth, and then sustaining the baby and that seed of life, and nurturing that seed of life, so it has the stem, and then it serves the planet, which is creation. Creation at the depth of creation. This is why we hold babies in our wombs. It's a potential. So I don't know, does this answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I asked what was your take, what was coming through you.
Yeah.
This is a topic that is so big that we could be, adding and talking about this, but because I love the way that you portray this bridge, right? That I am, because I am the bridge. I am the bridge that came to create something in this planet, right? Like I am the bridge of, and I am very, sometimes when I go to those levels, the message is very clear. In so many dimensions, there are so many things that get to happen, but the only way for them to happen here is through us. Like we become the bridge.
Yes.
And it's just, as you were saying, is a path that is not for everybody. And not because not everybody can do it. Everybody can do it. It's just the choosing that we were talking about. And at the same time is just so different when I'm grounded, when I am embodying it, rather than just trying. Because my experience of it is like trying and missing. Like it's just,
trying and missing.
Yes. And yes, sometimes we get it, but then the consistency, and for me, the relationship with the body, I realized myself that I have been in resistance of my body for so long. And I didn't even know it. And so many parts of it, that was another thing. It's like at different levels. It's not simple. It was just very, I don't know, I made it complicated. And for me to be able just to have that intimacy with my body is just so refreshing.
It changes a whole life. I mean, I cannot, if I compare my life before I started this whole path of embodiment and after, it's night and day. And we speak about power. And honestly, if whoever's watching, listening wants true power, it has to come from your body. It has to come from this authenticity. Or else it's a whole different path. And fake power leads to confusion, it leads to disease, it leads to manipulation, it leads to feeling depleted. And I don't want to insist on those symptomatics, but true power, this genuine power coming from the body, it's the whole other spectrum. It's the whole other spectrum. And you're always rebirthing and you're always regenerating and it's always fresh canva and it's always juicy and it's we become co-creatrixes with life force. We become creatrixes. And there's a lot of unknown, and a lot of mystery. That's why Carla also says it's to choose it, to choose that.
Yeah, beautiful. Jennifer, I feel so at peace right now. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm super at bliss right now. And I always tell you, I love your background. It's just so beautiful and inviting. So last message for our audience about power, and especially for those people that right now feel powerless. What is your message for them?
Well, first you have power. And second, like it's Marianne Williamson, I think she says this, that what we are the most scared of is actually the tremendous light that we are born with and not the opposite, right? So for the ones of you who feel powerless, first choose your power. It's not only Carla, me, or specific chosen ones, that are meant to have this power, right? You are born with power. You are power. If we unload the charge behind the word power, because it's a very conditioned word also, but if we stay with what power is, this vital source of energy, you are born with it, and choose it. Choose it, and life will just open to you. Big mystery that will open to you. But your heart, self-love, love yourself enough to choose that power. And magic will happen, really. Magic will happen. Yeah, that's what I want to share. So choose the power. And if you feel powerless, offer yourself a lot of self-love and then choose power. Choose it. Surround yourself with people who can accompany you, with people who uplift you, with people who see that potential, and choose that with you.
Beautiful. So where the audience can find you?
Sure,
Jennifer.
So as simple as my website, jenniferackad.com. Carla, you will put it, I guess. You'll put the link somewhere. There's also a free gift link that Carla will be putting. It's also on the website on the first page. It's an embodiment gift, 90 minutes of practice called Discovering Home Within. Do it. You will feel that you will connect with that intimacy with your body. And also Instagram. Come and hit me a follow on Instagram. Also Jennifer Ackad, at Jennifer Ackad.
Beautiful, beautiful. So lovely, Jennifer, to have you here. Thank you for all those insights and pieces of wisdom. And well, if the audience feel like me, I am like just at peace right now. I feel so grounded. Thank you very much. To everybody, thank you for watching today. And yeah, tomorrow is gonna be another interview, and just keep it in mind. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks, Carla.